What's up, Navigating Academia community? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day so far. This is Dr. Singh coming at you to be able to answer a couple of valued viewers' questions, specifically for a very valued viewer named Marie, who we're very blessed to say has very generously purchased a variety of the individual courses on Publication Academy. So if you guys don't know Publication Academy, it is the premier online resource for you if you're interested in learning how to be able to publish high impact factor journal articles, how to be able to get all sorts of things, how to be able to win grants by writing amazing grant proposals, how it is that you can get edited book contracts, create podcasts, leverage social media to get your peer-reviewed research out there. It's over 120 hours of training content, all of which is available online right now. So what I want to do is to be able to make this brief live stream where my goal is to be able to answer a couple of very specific questions that Marie had for me regarding her own deep desire to publish. And then in addition to that, I wanted to open the floor up to be able to see if you guys had any specific questions when it came to publishing. The other exciting thing today, and I'll make a separate video on it as well, is that our Patreon launched today. Yes! I've been waiting for this Patreon launch forever. So a huge shout out to our summer intern, Emerson. Emerson, you are the man. Emerson totally hooked us up and helped us to be able to kind of get that thing going. So it's officially launched today. I'm going to go ahead and here in the chat, which I can see. So if anybody wants to put anything into the chat, feel free. Here is the official link that you guys can check out. Also on the community tab, thanks so much guys for watching and liking. What I've done is on the community tab, I put this information in there. So if you guys want to sign up for the Patreon, please do feel free. I've got 3 different tiers. The first tier, basically you get access to this exclusive chat community, and I give you a personal shout out here in the videos. The middle tier, you get access to recordings of all of the live streams on the channel. And so from now on, whenever we do live streams and we do them live, obviously anybody can come for free. I love engaging with you guys. And then after that, if you want to watch the hour-long live streams, that's where they're going to be. They're going to be on Patreon. And obviously over time, these things are going to build up. So make sure that you take a look at that second tier. And the third tier, you will get not only a discount if you ever want to work one-on-one with me in terms of private consultation sessions to help you guys get into grad school, get postdoc positions, get tenured, anything you guys want to focus on, and also just get some sense of, in terms of career or life direction, this is something that I do all the time. And that is the final tier, as well as getting everything else in the other 2 tiers. So check it out on Patreon. Really appreciate your guys' support. Every little bit helps, especially in terms of my time for creating content. I love doing it for you guys. I hope to be doing it for a long time to come. Now, if you're looking behind me, you may say, Dr. Singh, you're the dirtiest person ever. And I'm sure Darty would probably agree with you, right? But if you take a look behind, I got a lot of stuff I know on the floor. You got some socks, you got some nonsense. Over here, you got a bunch of gifts, and the reason why is that this forthcoming Friday, I'm going to be down in the Bahamas. My godson, Ollie, is down there. I love Ollie very much. It's his birthday party, and so him and his mom and dad, who are some of my dearest friends, are being kind enough to host me down there, hence stuff being kind of everywhere, so I apologize for that. So let's go ahead and get cracking. To anybody who's just joined us, warm welcome. What we're going to be focused on today is answering some questions from a valued viewer who purchased some of our Publication Academy courses. And the questions that she had were really good. And so because of that, I figured I'd do a live stream for this week focused on those questions and answering your publication related questions if you have any. And if you don't, totally fine as well. But let's go ahead. What I'm going to do right now is kind of bring up on my screen the email that I just received. I'm going to read both questions, then I'm going to answer them one at a time. Okay. So here we go. Question number 1. How do I request permission to publish previously published book chapters as articles? Does the same journal selection process apply? What category of article would it be submitted under? Do any changes with content or formatting need to be made at all? So this is question number 1. Question number 2 is, do you have guidance on how to submit an editorial? Okay. So, and specifically in a consult that we had done together, I had suggested that she submit a theory based paper that she had, but she just wasn't sure how to be able to go about doing that. So, these are some terrific questions for us to be able to focus on together today. So, let's go ahead and get cracking. Okay. So, number one, how do I request permission to publish previously published book chapters as articles? So you guys know me. I've published 5 books. All of them have been with major academic publishers such as Routledge, Oxford University Press, Sage, Wiley, and Springer. Great experiences with all 5 of those publishers. There's some of the big 5, as they call them, who have over 90% of the market share in terms of new academic articles and books that end up getting published. So here's the dealio. In some cases, people end up publishing book chapters, and then they say, you know what, I put so much work into that. But when it comes to academic books, you don't publish an academic book to make money, first of all, unless it's a textbook. That's a different story. In terms of edited handbooks, though, you do it more for clout. There's no other way to say it, right? Now, when you do, though, you really want to maximize the readership of the chapters that are in those books. And one of the ways to be able to do it is to be able to leverage that book chapter that you publish in that edited book and take it and publish it also in a peer-reviewed journal. Now, the opposite can also occur. You can publish something in a peer-reviewed journal, and then you can actually put it into an edited book as an edited book chapter. But the thing is that you can't just take something from an edited book and just say, okay, now I'm going to submit it as a peer-reviewed article and vice versa. Why? Well, a couple of reasons. Number one is that as routine practice, you're going to sign some sort of what we call a copyright transfer agreement or a copyright transfer form. And these copyright transfer forms are going to make it so that the intellectual property of the actual words, so like the manuscript you've written, now belongs to the publisher, and they can sell your article and give you 0% of the money. Again, it's a total racket when it comes to publishing, to academic publishing, but you're not going to make any money off of publishing articles or publishing edited book chapters. And even if you do publish an edited book, if you're a co-editor, for example, the likelihood that you're going to make a ton of money every year is very, very low. You should just know that. Again, do it for clout and do it for the personal connections that you'll make. Out of those personal connections, you can get publishing opportunities or collaboration opportunities for external funding, such as on grants, or get academic awards. All these things are going to serve to eventually boost your profile to the point where you can make a bank, but it does take some time, okay? So here's the deal. Number one, if you sign a copyright transfer agreement with the publisher, be it a journal publisher or a book publisher, obviously they're not just going to let you take the identical manuscript and publish it somewhere else, right? Or even within the same publisher, right? So for example, let's say you've got a book that's published by Sage, right? And then you've also got a journal that's published by Sage. They still don't want you taking the same work and publishing it in something else. Why? Because it takes away a revenue stream from them. For example, maybe one of the chapters that you've written in an edited book is a killer chapter. In other words, it is a chapter that is not about killers, even though I'm a forensic psychologist, right? But I suppose could be the case. But in this case, what I mean is that it is a chapter that would be the reason you would buy the book. And then all of a sudden you say, hey, I really want to publish this somewhere else as well. And no, this is a terrible decision, right? They don't want you to do it. And they can deny you getting permission to be able to publish elsewhere. So if that ends up happening and they end up kind of denying you getting permission, the next thing that you would do is just literally create a new version, an entirely new version of the manuscript from scratch. And that would really stink, but that's what you would end up having to do. Even if you just take something from a book chapter and make it into an article, you would still want to do some paraphrasing to be able to make it sufficiently different that people don't get bored out of their minds if they love your stuff, right? And one of the things that's important to realize also is that if you do, and it's a reason to be able to use this strategy of publishing a book chapter as a journal article or vice versa, is that currently indices such as the H index, for example, doesn't discriminate. In other words, if you have two different pieces, two publications that are almost the same thing, both of them count towards your H index. This is something obviously that people have beef with the H index because of that, but you should just know that that's a good thing for you if you want to do that. So here's the thing. What you need to do is to be able to go to the official publishing the publisher's official website, and you need to find out what their permissions office is or what their permissions department is. For some of these, for example, like Pearson, for instance, makes it really easy. And to be honest, usually it is really easy to find whatever the permissions office or the permissions department is. Sometimes you have to call them. Sometimes you have to email them. Oftentimes these days, though, you will literally be able to just fill out a digital form. You're going to have to say, here's the journal